Call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning. Anybody got any additions or deletions to the agenda? Okay, that'll stand as read. Approval of minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay. Minutes
I'll second it.
All right.
Yep.
Minutes will stand as read. Financial report, number 1, fund balance.
Our beginning cash balance was $202,120.76. We received our MTF money for October, and we're starting to receive our township money. So our deposits were $996,460.65. As for our charges, pretty much all normal. HRAs, payroll, we had a couple payrolls,
Yeah.
AP checks, and then 2 MERS payments for a total of $675,890.32, leaving our ending cash balance at $522,691.09.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Accounts payable. See what the bills look like.
Question on IT right? Is that internet
That's-
technologies?
Yep.
And what all do they,
Servers.
servers?
Yep.
Where are they from?
Is it
Down by Lansing, I believe.
How much of that 8,780 is drive time? You know, from versus having somebody local?
I don't think any of that is drive time. That comes in a separate bill. Like if they had to come up here and fix something, they do that as a separate bill for anything that they would have to repair.
What does this include? The 8780?
Is maintaining the servers?
Yeah.
Is it the emails?
Yeah.
Is it annual fee or was this
They hold their web host.
Yes, a yearly
Okay.
contract.
It's an annual fee. Yeah. I did meet with another company more local.
Yep.
They were out of
They
business.
were, yeah,
Okay.
but they were actually a little bit more expensive with less coverage.
They didn't do any web hosting either, so then we would have had to then find a web
It's
hosting.
nice to have it all under one roof, that's for sure. That
Yes.
part.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's it for the year then, basically, unless
Yeah.
there's an emergency type situation?
Mhm.
This is a one-timer.
Yeah,
Yearly contract, yeah.
So it seems reasonable to you,
yeah.
compared on what you looked at? Okay.
Yeah, we just sat down and compared it for a while.
Alright,
Yeah.
What was
Big-
the
I'm
it's a
sure
big
you did,
bill when you
yeah.
look at it.
state of Michigan? What was that for?
Which one's that?
Way down towards the bottom there.
I don't remember what that one was.
Well,
For, I don't know. I can't remember what that one was for. I'd have to ask Donna because I didn't pay the bills this week. I wasn't here.
well,
Do you want me to get her?
No, that's fine.
are you,
I can get
are
the
you
answer
fine with
for you.
that?
It's
580.
gotta be some sort of a
$585.
fee that we, maybe a quarterly fee or something that we must have to pay.
Just find out. Just
Yep, I'll
when
find
you get
out
time.
for
No,
sure.
no rush.
Sounds good.
I make a motion we pay the bills.
Second.
Okay,
All in favor?
Yes.
yep, bills are paid. Public comment, do we have any any comments on there?
Max. You're it.
I did, yeah.
You're public today.
Yeah.
You don't have anything showing on your screen then, huh? Okay. Do you have anything that you'd like to talk about?
No.
Just your, okay.
We're looking at AC and Adams.
Adams? Yeah. Culver?
Okay, let's move on to old and continuing business. Number 1, project updates, huh?
Right now, pretty much, we just have the Cedar Road Bridge going on.
Yeah.
So they're, I would say another 2 weeks hopefully, and that will be done. They're moving along, so
Oh, yeah?
things are going good.
Going pretty good.
Other than that, we've just been blading and, doing some shoulder maintenance stuff.
Yeah, you're getting the roads pretty well straightened out. Now you got the crews on the, they're all working.
Yeah, that's about it.
Get it before we
Closed
get a
out.
hard frost, that's good.
Right. Closed out pretty much all our 2020 stuff. We sat down yesterday, starting to put together our 2021 plan, so.
Yeah.
Right now, we're looking at about 17 miles of gravel projects, and then Al's got 10 to 15 miles of hard surface, and then probably one bridge and one culvert so far, so,
Can I ask you a question? Do we get that knucklehead?
not yet.
Now, do you
Well,
plan
we've got
on,
a few knuckleheads, but we didn't get the one we're like,
No,
okay.
not yet.
do you plan on doing the projects for this coming year, with the crew we got, or do we have to,
Yeah,
Do
same,
we have-
same as this year, I think,
okay,
you know, but budget-wise, and then, once we kinda tweak it within our budget that we feel
Yeah.
comfortable with, then we'll put together a schedule and realistic, see how it fits with what we can get done, so.
okay,
I would like to say I was up north of Harrison, they were, on old 27, and they're grinding the edge. That looked good.
That's what
I
I've
mean,
heard.
with that skid loader.
That's why I was wondering, I seen it,
Good.
That looked real good.
I was wondering if he had the knucklehead or if he's using the,
We're using the Harley rake
yeah,
right
the
now.
Harley rig, yeah.
Is that what you was using? I think.
Yeah, but the knucklehead's supposed to be here, apparently they had some COVID things, and I talked to DJ yesterday, and it should,
it is here now?
it's not here yet, but it's close.
That'd turn it into a one-man operation instead
Right.
of,
Well,
yeah,
Yeah.
so. Yeah, it looked good.
I
But
mean,
yeah, we did- and
I
they-
was,
Mhm.
it looked real good.
Good. Yeah, we put down shoulder gravel with the shoulder, we rented a shoulder machine for the skid
How
steer to see.
did that work pretty good for
It
you?
worked pretty good.
But I noticed, Dwayne, it looked good when they were done, but then
Yeah.
you could see where cars went off the road and it doesn't seem to compact very well.
Yeah, that we were just wheel rolling it
Yeah.
with the grader.
I see, it wasn't compacting it.
Yeah, you almost need a little roller, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
we were trying to hit the worst spots.
Yeah.
We took it back though. I'm not super happy with it. But
Wasn't you? Yeah.
Oh, we gotta start somewhere.
Well,
Yeah.
it
Yeah, we
says
got
a
a lot
lot
of
if,
moisture.
if you try something and it doesn't work and you send it back, that's good.
Yeah.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, that's good. The only thing, like I say, next meeting will be my last meeting, and then we'll be into the new year, but our,
We're gonna have strippers.
just, but just
What,
a
what kind
reminder-
of?
Just a
Kayla
reminder,
and I have, something to say here too.
Just bring a pineapple and be quiet.
Dwayne,
Yes,
just
sir.
a reminder though, that customer service comes first,
Mhm.
primary, that's
Yep.
what we do. And we got a lot of gravel roads in this county,
Yeah.
you know that. Compared, and we are catching up good with some blacktops and everything like that.
Mhm.
But when it comes to construction and everything, I don't think you should cut the crew too short. I'd like
Right.
to see those people taken care of, the
Yep.
driving public, you know. And that's, one thing that the road commission should always concentrate on is make sure that those roads are taken care of.
Yep.
If you have to have a little extra help or something for construction, well, okay,
Yep.
you know. But anyway, I'll be out of the picture, but I just wanna leave you with that.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Okay, let's move on. New business. East Long Lake Road project. Property issue, the property issue, yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't include it in the packet, but we have a folder here. So, there's a couple maps.
We do?
No,
I'll
it's not.
pass you, I didn't,
Okay, you didn't, okay, I got you.
So on Ridge, we did the Ridge Road project
Yeah?
this year.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't make any changes to the road, basically just kind of re-gravelled it. You know,
Where it existed.
so there's a property owner that lives on the corner of, what is that,
East Long Lake.
is it?
Heck, I don't know where heck. it
Okay,
is.
so
Well, we
Lake
just got that.
Lake Avenue and then this is East Long Lake basically here. Ridge Road comes down. We paved,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
we
yeah.
paved
yeah,
the
yeah,
hill
yeah,
here.
Yeah, yeah,
So this road is like this.
yeah. Right. So you got a question, this person here is Sasson?
Yes.
How
He
Sasson?
wants lot 14 back.
Okay, so we gotta put a stop sign and change that whole intersection.
Correct. But the road has been like that. We went back as far as we could on Google Earth
Yeah.
back to 1998.
I'm sure that.
And there's nothing been changed with that road. So I had talked to the lawyers. I've talked to him, Bill Henn,
Yeah.
and it goes back to the right of user. He said if you can prove that it's been
Oh,
that
yeah.
way for at least 10 years, it basically becomes the right of the public safety. We've maintained it.
That's right.
It's just kind of the way it is. So
Yeah.
this guy's been calling me like every day,
Has he?
including Sunday. So
Okay, how
Oh my
about,
gosh.
how
You don't
about,
need-
what does he exactly want? He wants us to change the whole intersection, or does he want money?
I think either.
Well,
Do you really?
Initially, when we were out there, when the pavers showed up to pave it,
Yep.
he called me, kind of, and I had that was the first phone call I had, and I didn't know anything about it. So
Right.
he's
That's right. You would-
telling me all this stuff on the phone, and I'm like, I have no idea what he's talking about.
No.
And then he's like, we can just make a deal, and you give me the frontage on the lake, and you can have my lot 14. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking
No,
about.
you can't do that.
So we had SSI, I had SSI go out there and survey it, which they created that map so we can really visualize what we're encroaching, and then, so now he's been calling saying, what can we do, what can we do, what can we do?
Oh, is that right?
so it would save us a whole heck of a lot of headaches if we just make a deal with them. We have two options, right? We can make a deal with them. 3, change the intersection for the $50,000 or whatever,
Right?
or eminent domain, right?
Right.
So we know we're going to win the eminent domain because we've been running that road
Well, yeah,
for 50 years.
Yeah.
Right.
At
And
least.
it is proven for 50 years because I've driven it for 50 years.
Correct.
So how much does it cost for attorneys to condemn that property? I guess that's,
Well, do we have to do that, or do
Probably
we
not.
put it in his court to sue?
oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's,
that's
he's
fine.
gonna have that big
He's gotta be
expense
the-
up front.
That's what I would do, Dwayne.
Cause right now it's just
Yeah.
a threat.
because-
Or put it to bed, we'll give them $5,000 for, or we're gonna just take it.
That's why I honestly go back and forth
Yeah. Yeah.
because I mean
What
I
if-
look at it one way and then I look at it another way, and I don't know.
What did our legal opinion say?
He said right of user. It's
Okay, that's-
basically,
Right.
Yeah,
That's
that
just-
makes sense. Yeah.
and he said to have him basically sue us
Okay.
and then go.
Then I
Then
said,
go
well,
from
that
there.
would be, but or do we, is that the route we want to go, or do we want to make?
What's the attorney say as far as how much he would forecast we'd have in attorney fees to, if this guy did want to take us to court? I mean, we're gonna
See,
have
I don't know if
$20,000
it
to
would
do
be,
anyway.
if that would be, I don't know if that's a Cluck thing. I think Bill is furnished through
Right.
Chrisip,
The crescent.
which
Yeah.
is already our insurance.
so we don't
Okay,
pay that
so
like we
there's
do
no
with
out of
Cluck.
pocket
Yeah.
going
Right.
that route. Perfect.
So we wouldn't have that.
I believe,
expense.
correct, right.
Yeah. Right. We'll do the best you can with it, but I think you're on the right track there.
Well, I do want to do the best. I don't, I
Yeah.
guess I want your
You're,
opinion.
yes.
Yeah.
I think it's not bad.
What's that?
Is he putting anything in writing
Is
to
what
us?
you said,
I
Yeah.
think it sounds like just phone calls, isn't it?
it goes away if we give him that piece of
I
property.
think he just calls them.
That's what he's saying.
What property?
The one on the lakefront, that he wanted.
Well, yeah, there's no, that was a,
Yeah, that was just a,
that can't, that's not even a possibility.
well,
No, I
that's the
don't
way
see
I,
that
but
as-
I mean, that was his attitude. I mean, I say we let it,
I mean, more of
Let
a
'em sue us.
possibility would be to write up an easement and offer them some money,
right?
It's really,
compensation for an easement.
it's a time, it's just money now, right? It's essentially, how much do we pay for attorneys, how much do we pay to buy them off?
Yeah,
Make them I would say $5,000, take us to court. We'll give you $5,000 for that property, or take us to court.
Okay.
But it's initially not anything out of pocket, cause our attorneys right now are under
Right.
our,
but you do it the best
But
you
if we
can.
lose,
Dwayne.
then it is. But what's the chance, I mean, it sounds like we're on the up and up with it.
I think it's solid in our favor.
Uh-huh,
Yeah, I do, I think so.
You're tired of the phone calls.
yeah,
Very,
you just
yeah.
wanna
So
And
answer.
I asked him, I said, we've
Is he
been out
calling you
here,
too, Bill?
I mean, we were working on that project for like a month and a half.
Yeah.
And it's been like that forever. And I asked him, why not, why, I don't understand what the, and he looked at me and he said, because I'm retired
Uh-huh,
now and I have time. And you're
Well,
gonna
Have to,
make this right. And I'm like,
and you don't have,
I
we
don't
don't
know
have
how
the
long
time.
he's owned it. I don't know. I mean,
You tell him you don't have the time.
I'm not
Well-
retired.
Well, really, get it settled the best you
I
can.
would, next time he calls, just tell him to, send what he's looking for in writing, and then we have something to make a decision on. Right now, we have nothing. And then we can decide at that point if we want to accept his offer or not, and then we say yes or no. And if we say yes to the offer, we decide as a group to pay for it. If we say no, ball's in his court to take it to the next level.
Yeah,
Sounds reasonable to me.
that's reasonable.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's all kinds of, court cases on it.
yeah, you got that,
I got on the internet, was looking all kinds of different, drive you crazy if you look long enough.
oh yeah,
yeah, exactly.
It does, it just,
confusing and
waste.
Yep.
nothing is really settled.
No.
but I am retired and I had time to
You
look.
got time, there you go, Bill.
We're not in the middle of it at that point.
Right, I got you.
Right.
Then it's our decision.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to number 2, radio lease quotes, those quotes that we have.
Yep, so we talked about this a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing ever came through with grants or anything, and I don't know, I'm kinda impatient waiting. I feel like,
Get with it,
I
eh?
feel like this is something that would benefit us
I do
and our
too,
crew,
I do too.
because we don't have very good radio service at all. And
now, is this service, even though it's $250,000, whatever it is it gonna improve our service?
100%.
100%, huh?
Like,
Sure.
there are no dead zones.
To be
And
back
we
on the
can
tower.
communicate with the sheriff department, we can communicate with MDOT.
I know, that's exactly.
This is, we ping off
Oh,
MDOT's
that's so-
towers, so it's a statewide service.
Yeah,
Like, we can talk to people in the UP, Detroit, right from here with our radios, if, depending on the channels and everything, how it gets set up.
oh yeah,
So, yeah, this is, our tower goes away,
we'll be way
This
ahead
is-
in the long run.
this is where,
Yeah.
yeah,
So we don't have to pay for the maintenance on the tower anymore.
our tower will go away. We'll
It
ping
would,
off-
yeah.
We'll ping off, MDOT has towers
Mhm.
throughout the state.
And so, yeah,
It's a complete network of,
so we don't have to
How many
maintain that.
radios are we talking, or what do we got right now in comparison to what?
we have
Looking
like
at it.
62 radios right now, but I sat down with DJ and I think we got it down to 42 that we actually use. So we're talking trucks and graders basically.
42?
So we'd have 42 radios, and we were gonna trade in the old radios. They're gonna give us like 11,000 something for that.
11,500,
Yeah.
12.
So it ended up,
11,750.
we got it down to 123,000
How
for
important
all
is
the
it
radios installed.
that we communicate with DOT?
What's that?
How important is it that we communicate with DOT?
Very important,
I
isn't it?
think it would be helpful on running our state routes,
How do we
especially.
communicate with them now?
Are we
Cell
telephone?
phone?
Yeah, the regular junk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's it. Yeah.
It's just a long-term, I mean, it's a 3 or 5 year lease from what I read.
Then we buy it for $1.
Then you buy it for $1.
After the,
I mean, I'm just concerned about the long-term cost of it, you know?
I'm
If
concerned with
you guys approve this, or we approve it, or whatever, you know, basically it's $35,000 a year for 3 to 5 years.
yeah,
You know, if you got 30 radios, that's $1,000 a truck. $100 a month per, if you had 30 of them.
mhm.
So if you're talking 40 of them, you know, you're probably talking $75 a month per vehicle,
Per unit.
But then
Yeah.
we have a stipulation with using the cell phones, so where do you, you know what I
That's
mean? It's a
right,
cell
that's
phone
what I
bill,
sort of
so,
wondered
but
And
it's like, you
dispatch
gotta
calls
have,
our office a
yeah,
lot
and
of
you
the
gotta,
times, and
you
then
gotta
we gotta
call,
get ahold of
contact
the
the sheriff's
drivers.
department and,
So
Yeah, and
instead, it would
everything
take
is-
Donna and I out of the middle of it too.
Right there, see?
You got direct communications for accidents.
Yeah,
Are they gonna turn us,
Police down.
can they turn us off?
turn us off, like,
You know,
what?
it used to
I
be
don't,
we could talk
there's
to
no,
the sheriff's
well-
department direct, or do you just go to different channels? How does it work?
Jerry,
Okay.
I've talked to him.
I
and
think the
he's-
sheriff's department's on a different channel.
Yes, but the way I understand it, the way we can set it up, so it's not like a free-for-all.
Right, that's
But
what,
we can set it up however we want. Like, if we wanna have a channel established for, like, to talk to the sheriff's department or fire department, or then we have a MDOT channel, and then we could have our own local channel.
I see.
Type
they,
thing.
okay, they used to monitor us, you know, and then our traffic would interfere with their traffic, you know, they're trying to listen to everybody,
Oh,
that kind of a thing,
No.
and they turned us off. So
Oh.
when we had an accident, we're trying to call the sheriff's department, we're not getting through.
oh,
That's why I was wondering if we could direct them or to the state police. But, you know, and I understand that because our traffic's going, if we have a gravel haul or something, a lot of people talking, they don't wanna listen to that.
right, yeah,
So-
right, no, we'd be on our own,
As long as somebody's
Yeah.
monitoring emergency channel type thing.
right. And that's something, like,
What's that?
Crouch
Yeah, you know.
or, Jerry can probably come in and fully
Yeah.
explain. I mean, they know this stuff,
Right.
Yeah,
but,
But, like I said, we used to be able to direct call the sheriff's department from our piece of equipment, and then it went to where we had to call the foreman or the office, and then they did it, so that kinda lost some time sometimes.
How come we have one bid? Why
There's
is,
two.
is there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the first,
The first one is by
Police.
itself, and then there's the
Yeah.
Motorola one right behind
one's more
it.
extensive
That's
than
why
the
I
other.
left the Motorola one.
Right.
I left the
No.
Motorola in color, the one
It is
before
kinda
was
one bid,
Police
though.
Corporation.
No, that's one bid.
I mean,
It's the total.
it's only from,
Okay, I thought this was something.
This
separate.
total,
I would, my question is,
it's only from Crouch Communications.
is
So we
Is there-
could get another bid.
I would sure feel better about
We
it,
could.
right? I'd like to,
a
you
lot of
know,
money.
A
yeah,
lot of money.
And I look at it, technology changes so fast. And, you know, it's nice to have all these bells and whistles. We can talk to the UP in Detroit, which will never happen, so I'm really not buying into that. But if we're communicating with the DOT now, I'm trying to figure out the justification of spending $136,000. What are we really gaining that's useful? And, you know, maybe satellite cell phones are a better option. You know, Starlink's gonna be up and running in a few years, and we have global internet with, Elon Musk. I mean, there's just so many things in the pipeline right now.
well, you're right, Merle, you're right.
It just,
It would help our dead zones though, like he said, because if we try to call the guys on the radios and they don't hear us and they're in a dead zone, then we have to call.
no, I understand
you
it's
know,
critical to
And
have
you gotta go to your
communication.
cell phone and
Communications
all
is
that.
very important.
Yes.
And the
How much are
emergency
we
stuff
willing to pay
is,
for it, and what are we gonna gain from that expense, is how I'm looking at it, and we don't have another bid. I've dealt with Crouch in the past. Not saying they're a bad company, or this is out of line, I don't know, cause I have nothing to compare it to, but, I think another bid and maybe some pros and cons of what-
justification.
Yeah, I'm just struggling with
Who
it.
else
maybe
is
we
out
should
there
have Jerry come.
besides
That's
Crouch?
what I'm thinking.
Yeah, Jerry can do a Q&A with us, and,
Oh my God, the sky is falling.
I know, I understand.
COVID's gonna kill us all.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this,
We can stay focused on
I agree with that.
Radios.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I
On
do
the
too, I
justification,
agree with
I'm not
Who
saying
else
I'm
is out
against
there
it or
doing
for it, but
besides, I mean, you know,
Yeah, I don't know either.
$75 a month for
It's something,
radio.
it's something that you
For
don't
3
wanna
years.
rush
It's
into,
cheap.
really.
Is this who
I have no idea.
Well,
It
it
is.
sounds cheap. It's a cell phone bill,
It's not right.
Yeah,
but is it going to be outdated and
before it even, the term is up, it might be outdated.
oh yeah.
that's
The
yeah.
way things go these days, yes. Yeah.
But if you think I don't know.
But there's no alternative,
I know, we still need.
really. You know, that's the thing. You gotta be able to talk to each other.
Each other.
But I'm all for getting another bid, that's for sure.
Well, I am
And,
too.
and the
I think-
technology isn't, we're just kinda going along with what everyone else is doing.
Yeah,
Yep.
We're getting on the same,
Everybody's on this, as far
so
as,
maybe some new technology will come out, but if we're, as long as we're mainstream with what everyone else is doing, I mean,
And I
follow.
think that's important.
yeah.
So that's where I'm trying to get us,
That's-
is kinda where everyone else is at, but, cause right now we're just walkie-talkies and that's it.
yeah, right.
But not all of these other Detroit, UP, they're not all using Crouch either.
No,
Probably.
I understand that.
Yeah.
This includes handhelds?
Yeah.
For our traffic control?
Crouch used to have, they were the only game in town because of the certain towers that they had, that they owned. And I used to use Crouch just because if you wanted service in Clare County with trash trucks, that's who you had to use. There
Oh,
was no
yeah.
option. I don't know if that's the same towers or not, or it's different technology probably than it was 15 years ago, but that was my experience with them.
Yeah, I just met him last year through Jerry, and
Yeah.
then he does our radios now, so
Do we wanna ask Jerry to come to
They've been with us for quite a while.
that's why I just,
Yeah,
next meeting?
I can have Jerry come
well, that'd be good to have them come in.
Maybe get another price so we can do it all at the
Okay.
same time, make a
Yep.
decision.
Yep.
Get the quote, and then line it up with Jerry at the same time, if they can happen.
Well, like you say, it needs a little bit more
Just a little. It's a lot of money.
investigation. It is a lot of money, but,
Something you gotta have too.
but
Yeah,
it's something,
yeah, it is.
absolutely, it's something that we have to
in. Well,
have.
like Dave, Dave's superintendent truck, we just put a new radio in that, and it's like, why? Cause you can't talk to half the people half the time anyways, it's.
Yeah. Well, it's something that you
Would
should
it be more
work
feasible
on.
to have a handheld radio for everyone? Because I don't know, some guys drive a different truck or a different motor every day. So,
Then you're taking your hands off the wheel to do, what you do
I
with
see what you're
a
saying.
microphone too, but a handheld
Right, I
might
didn't
be a
think
little
that,
bit.
as far as having
No,
that.
you,
I mean,
got a
does it have-
microphone.
Does it have Bluetooth capability so that,
Yeah,
that would
everything's
be
got Bluetooth.
critical?
I mean, we've always done it that way, we've had a mic like
Yeah.
that, but there's been a lot of times when I tried to get a hold of people and I couldn't. I understand that part.
Alright, we'll table it.
so what you're saying, I mean, absolutely, we need it to be
Oh.
updated.
We gotta have radios,
Oh,
it's just that
yeah.
I don't know if we need to pay this much money for them.
Right, but we need to update
Yeah.
the system. anyway.
No,
Yeah.
we'll get more next meeting.
All right.
Okay, we'll move on, thank you, that's good.
But what you're saying is Grant is out of it, cause we've been waiting on Grant, so.
Yeah.
A grant for it,
Yeah.
no, we're not.
I would think.
We're done.
Yeah, we'll move on. Correspondence, is there any correspondence? Have you got anything correspondence? No? Okay. Staff reports? We'll start right with you.
Yeah, like I said, the projects, Dave's been working on putting estimates together for the gravel projects and getting that stuff in order. Al's been doing the same with the pavement stuff, getting some DEQ permits for projects for next year. Yeah, that's about, everything's going good. We're getting, just an update, we're getting some bids on electrical insulation and heating for the gray barn out there.
Oh, yeah?
So, just to see how much that would cost us.
For what, just to keep equipment warm?
It would
We
be nice
store-
to have it, yeah.
When it gets cold and then in the winter, we run out of space for the trucks, so we park trucks out there and then they don't thaw out
Right.
No.
So, plus it's just, I mean, we're getting newer equipment and I don't like,
It would be best to have it, right? Oh, yeah.
Too much electronics in them nowadays, you know,
I know.
you gotta keep it.
And you need to keep them under cover, keep them warm, yeah.
So we're getting some numbers on that, and I'd like to have some kind of nice, to keep our stuff nice, so.
Well, that's good, you should, yes, yeah. That equipment costs a lot of money.
Yes.
And, you know, we need to protect it.
If you're sitting there plugging in 10 trucks or however many it fits, you know, it'd probably be cheaper to insulate it.
Yeah,
Heat
it
it.
would be,
Heat it, oh, yeah.
it would be.
1,000-watt heaters.
Yeah.
1,000-watt heaters.
Mhm.
Well, you're on the right track there, I think.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, Dwayne, that's good. Do you have anything?
Just working on budget right now, working with Dwayne and Al and Dave, getting numbers
Getting that?
thrown together, all the bills for all the project, or all the invoices for all the projects have gone out. So we should be seeing some more money here in December and January.
Yeah, yeah.
All our bills are pretty much paid as far as our projects.
Correct.
And we still have money coming in from the townships on some projects, or are they all paid up or what?
There was one township that's paid for ones I billed out back in September,
Yeah,
and then we'll have, I think there was 6 to 8 that I billed out, 2 weeks ago,
I see.
that we'll be getting.
So you don't have too much back then?
Election probably took precedence over the bill getting paid.
It
What's
should-
that?
They'll pay them for the end
Yeah,
of the year though.
it should be, I think when I looked at it, it was over 600,000 that I billed out.
Oh, okay.
In the last couple weeks.
I have a question for you. Did you have a chance to look into a building fund?
I did, I talked to our auditor, and he said we could do it a couple different ways. We can put it in the budget, to earmark money, and then it would just keep rolling over every year. We can do it that way.
I asked Kayla about that after last meeting for long-range planning.
Yeah.
If we could maybe, if we had an excess in our fund balance, a percentage into a building fund, so down the road, we could maybe do something with the facility instead of this big expensive cost.
Just tap.
So
yes.
we'd have money in an account.
Count.
If there was a grant available, we could have matching funds maybe available. But we'd have to decide if we want to do that, or if we want to do, how much we'd want to put in it, or where it would come from. you
I've
know?
always been used to fund balances having like, something broke down to equipment, building
Mhm.
maintenance,
Yeah.
different things like that, and I didn't see where it was, but hopefully when the
I mean, this
auditor
facility's
comes,
not gonna last
Yeah.
forever, we know that, but if we could plan on, you know, in 10 years, at least having a fund that, if there was money available, we could match it,
Uh-huh.
just
Well, that's true.
something to
Yeah.
look at anyway for future planning.
Okay, is there anything else? How about commissioner reports? You have any?
Turkey was good.
The turkey was good,
And I spent my Jay's gift certificate, that was good.
yeah. That's all good, okay. What do you have?
I'm good.
Okay. I'm good too. I have nothing that's out of the ordinary. No.
Dick's gonna lay it on us
Just a
next
couple
week.
little things. Coolidge and Stockwell, the drainage off Coolidge, what came about there? Or is that a project for next year?
Yes,
Okay.
it is, but we did grade it. Brad went out there
And
and
then,
took care of it with the grader too, for now, so.
you talk about long-term planning, it sure would be nice to plan, have a chat with Summerfield and Hayes and Greenwood and see what we can do to pave Stockwell.
I
Yeah.
started a little of that this week.
Yep.
In my report out,
Yep.
I had a conversation with a couple of the township
Dwayne, when we're at it,
supervisors.
will you put Monroe Road on your radar?
They're looking into it themselves, Tim, with
Right
some
up
of the
here by the
township
college, it's
supervisors.
just a little road, but
Are-
every time I go down it, I'm stuck. It's so full of pit run. It's been
I
a
know.
problem forever.
What Monroe?
Right here by the college,
East of Old
What
27.
road you talking about?
Monroe.
Oh, Monroe.
Can Summerfield?
I was trying to turn around the other
Can
day.
someone-
I think they will.
For it.
They will, but can they?
They're discussing that. I said, I talked to a couple of the supervisors this week, and they're discussing whether they can do that.
Really?
Who did you talk to?
Well, Jess, or what, Summerfield, or not Summerfield, Greenwood supervisors,
Yeah.
and they've been talking with Summerfield about it. They all feel the same way about getting that
To all
connector.
collaborate and.
Yeah.
Get a
They're
connector
on the
put
same
across
page
there.
on it?
So they're needing to find out some information like that, and I was gonna look into a little of that,
Good.
with maybe Crasif or somebody could tell us.
Well, and even if, you're probably right, Dwayne, where Summerfield couldn't actually take any of their money and put on that road that's not in their township. But you could make a deal where maybe when we have a borderline road, they pay a higher percentage to cover, you know what I mean?
They thought about forgiving their,
I-
matching funds.
It would benefit everybody out
Yeah.
there, that's for
I know
sure.
what you're
I mean, if Summerfield could donate their matching funds for a year project or something, I don't know if that works or not, but
Well-
anyway, there might be a way to do it.
It's
But
something.
we
that-
start the conversation, then it'll
Right.
all come clear.
Yeah,
It's something that's well worth working on, because that
yeah,
would be,
that's,
that would
That's
be
where
a
they
good,
would need to check his MTA.
right.
that's really needed out there.
It is
Oh,
terrible.
yeah.
And also Hamilton,
Lot of traffic, lot of traffic.
Hamilton Township has no meeting this month. They've canceled it,
Yeah,
so they won't be having a meeting.
no,
Everybody else is kinda going virtual, the ones that can. I haven't talked to Arthur and them yet, but I talked to a few this week. And Dennis Zimmerman, if you haven't already done it, needs a contract for the ultrathin. You guys have got a project for some ultrathin next year. He got his gravel contracts, he said, but
Yep.
he needs one for the ultrathin.
Yeah,
I just told him I'd mention it to you.
Al's doing those.
Yeah, I figured he was working on his projects for next year, so.
I told, yeah, Dave just started sending out contracts.
Yeah, he said
This
he got the gravel ones already, so.
So the idea is we'll start getting these contracts out. The gravel ones I'm more concerned about. The asphalt ones can kind of get pushed out a little bit. Al's got a little more planning to do too.
Okay.
But for the sooner we get the gravel ones signed, then if we have time, we could do some tree cutting or
Yeah.
something and start.
We discussed
Because I
that.
want to get the trees cut by March, so we have to get, if it's going to be a contract, we have to bid it out, you know, and get a tree company on board, and then,
Right,
so there's a little more legwork and upfront stuff. The paving, if we can get bids by, actually, sometimes, we're doing the state or the federal money paving program this year, so sometimes once that gets bid, then we can piggyback that price sometimes or something like that. Al can extend that price, so, but he'll get it.
yeah,
Yeah.
he said he had to have one for his auditors, so,
I got you.
and I told him that, I'll just mention it to you. But they're all talking, and that's the thing, when I have talked to them, I said, we're trying to do some long-range planning here. We wanna stop gravel maybe October 1 and then start tree cutting and grubbing for the next year. So they're all kinda on board of
Good.
planning.
And Tim, I am putting something together that you had requested to see, like a 3-year, where the township, where the monies and everything
Yes.
was, but I have been working on that.
Thank you. Yeah, and,
It will show what we contributed, what the township contributed, if it was a gravel overlay, stuff like that, so. I'm
you,
working on that.
but my concern was, and always has been, is like we spend this much here and then we spend zero here in this township. We spend this much in this township and zero in Arthur Township, and I just wanna see it,
So
right?
I am putting
Yeah,
that
you-
together.
I think after next year, I mean,
The gravel projects are pretty spread.
Reading Township, I believe, is the only township that,
There's some that
Hasn't
just can't afford
participated
it,
in
yeah,
it.
they just
Yeah.
can't afford it.
Yeah.
But they will have part of the federal, they'll have
right.
Yeah.
2 miles of the federal this year.
So that does get them some project work into their township.
They're not paying for it
Right.
for federal money, but
Right.
at least there's.
Yeah, they're getting
that's-
work, though.
Yeah,
And we are Al's actually looking at doing
another
some
paving.
paving or chip seal in Reading too.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
but other than that, everybody's really participating.
good.
Yeah, I was surprised to spread up townships.
Very good.
Turn us loose,
Pardon me?
turn us loose.
Yeah, we will. Let's see. Is there any more commissioner
I-
report?
no, I-
That's it? How about you? All right. Miscellaneous, nothing? Okay. I make a motion, we adjourn the meeting?
I'll second it.
Tim's
Yes.
gonna book the strippers.
Yeah.